I love The Grudge. And I know that people will comment here saying, you should watch the original. I have. I love it. Brilliant. But I also have a very big soft spot for this film. This is the 2004 version, directed by Takashi Shimizu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And this stars Sarah Michelle Gellar as Karen. Honestly, the internet has completely ruined that name for me. And the description is pretty enticing. This, from IMDb, is as follows. An American nurse living and working in Tokyo is exposed to a mysterious supernatural curse, one that locks a person in a powerful rage before claiming their life and spreading to another victim. I love films that do that, where there's kind of like one death that affects one human, and then it'll move on and affect somebody else. I think another example of that is the Japanese film, I think it's Japanese, One Missed Call, where, you know, it phones you, you die, and then it phones somebody else from your phone and they die, and it goes on and on and on. And that's something that I just think is a really beautiful trope. Very well executed here as well. I don't want to go into too much detail, because I don't want to spoil it. But I will say that it's fantastic and fabulous, and a really brilliant execution of what is an exceptionally fascinating premise. This kind of demonic element, usually with supernatural films, they go either way for me. They're either really cliche, cheesy and boring, or brilliant. And for me, this is brilliant. It ticks all of the right boxes. It's exactly what I would have wanted from this kind of film, and it is eerie. There are some jump scares, absolutely. But for me, it's the visual horror. It's quite creepy and eerie, very atmospheric, very unpredictable. If you watch this alone, in the dark, nightmares will happen. I promise that. They will. It's powerful. It's not one that I feel could happen. You know, there are horrors that, even supernatural horrors, you just feel like any moment, once the film's over, that's just what life will be like. Not the case here. It didn't kind of affect me too much after watching it, but in the moment, when watching it, I was moved. Oh, I was moved a lot. And it takes quite a lot to scare me these days. I'm very desensitized to this kind of thing now, but it made me jump multiple times. It's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, I'd say definitely give it a watch. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of it. I have to say the scene with the back of the head, though, that kind of made me want to vomit. I was going to say in a good way, in a way that, you know, I enjoyed that feeling of being scared and kind of worried about things. But it's great. It's good fun. It's terrifying. I will discuss the other Grudges at some point. But if you're a fan of horror and you haven't seen this, maybe make it the next horror you watch, because it is just truly fabulous.